Other lobes, right? So frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal, and occipital, right? So this whole region here is your cerebrum, and this is your cerebellum, and this is your spinal cord, okay? If we take this, alright, I could pinch it back. This actually is a really good one. And I'll show it to you from different views, okay? I call it a butt, the corpora quadrigemina, because it looks like a butt to me, okay? You have your superior colliculi and you have your inferior colliculi. So superior are up here, inferior are down here, okay? Together, they are the corpora quadrigemina. I think quad means 4, okay? Above that, if I bend it back, you see that little ball structure up there? That is your pineal gland, okay? I'll turn it around. Pineal gland, up here, this little ball structure right here, okay? I think that's all you have to know from that view. If we turn it over, this is part of an olfactory bulb, okay? Usually it comes all the way up and it's a flappy portion, just so you guys know, but it's been cut off. So this would be where the olfactory bulb would be. The tract is this line here, the tract going up, that's your olfactory tract, okay? Remember when I was talking about the X on the board? So the X would be here, okay? Your optic nerves would come up here, but they've been cut off as well. This is what happens when we get them. It's already gone, okay? The middle of the X, if I were to put the dot right there, a pointer, that's your optic chiasm, okay? The tracts going downwards from the optic chiasm are your optic tracts, okay? This region here, you always see it's almost discolored a little bit. This is your mammillary body. On either side of the mammillary body, you have cerebral peduncles. Okay, you have a little hump here. It's called it's the pons. Over the hump and down, medulla oblongata, and then this is your spinal cord. Okay, so optic chiasm, optic tracts, mammillary body, cerebral peduncles, pons, medulla oblongata, spinal cord. Okay? Alright, I'm going to cut it down. So where am I cutting on the brain? Okay, just making sure you guys are paying attention to me. Not a one laugh. Okay, you guys are way too serious. Maybe you should go into film. Okay, let's see if I can, I'll do my best to kind of move this around and show you guys, okay? So remember when we talked about the lateral ventricles? Okay, well if you look at this side, you can see that there's a space back in here, right? You can clearly see, if I pinch it back, there's space. This is your lateral ventricle back in here. So I could take a pin and put it down in there like this to ask you about the lateral ventricle, okay? On this side, there's actually a very thin membrane, okay? That's the septum pellucidum that I was talking about. I can just kind of make a hole there, get rid of the septum pellucidum, and we can open it up, and that's the lateral ventricle there. Okay? Alright. So on the top part, you have your corpus callosum. Okay? The top white line there, corpus callosum. The bottom is your fornix. Okay? This circular structure you see here, the thalamus. See here, thalamus. Alright. This is part of that optic chiasm, alright, that we cut in half. Between your thalamus and your optic chiasm, right, you have your hypothalamus, this region in here. You still have your mammillary body, alright, which I would never ask you from a sagittal view, but just so you know it's here, okay? The hump, I could ask you from a sagittal view, that's still the pons, alright? This is still medulla oblongata, and then your spinal cord. You can see the cerebral aqueduct, which is that line that runs down here between the cerebellum and the medulla oblongata. Okay, when you reach here, you can see it goes in. This is the fourth ventricle in here. Okay, the white portion of the cerebellum is called the arbor vitae. And I think those are all the structures. No, one more. Remember the corpora quadrigemina, all right? I showed you it from the whole. You can see it from the side as well. And above it was what? What was that little ball above it? The pineal gland. All right, you also can see from this view. So you have the corpora quadrigemina and the pineal gland. Okay? All right, that's what you guys need to know.